We are at the Alaska Club in Midtown Anchorage. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Anthony Celesto for this men's round of 16. It's the WPH Race 4-8 and the Greater Alaskan Shootout 2000, and I think we're in 13 now. It seems like these years are kind of molding together. This Race 4-8's been so successful that we've actually started in one year and we finish in another one. So it's a 2012-13 season, Anthony. It's been a lot of fun as we now have the Minnesota Dreamboat and Andy Nett coming in from Winona, Minnesota, up against Aaron Garner from Portland, Oregon.
This game, Dave, is going to be a lot on serve, how well Andy can serve the ball here. If his serve's working, I think it's going to be a really, truthfully, I think it might be a different story for Aaron Garner, but we'll see. Both powerful hitters, so.
Yeah, this is not really a contrast in styles other than Andy's sort of one of those straightforward, straight back type artists with a huge hook and amazing serve. Aaron's got just pure power and is a grinder.
Well, the last tournament I was able to play Aaron, and I was actually almost overwhelmed by his power. He hits the ball so hard, one of the hardest hitters of the game.
Now, you've played Andy probably throughout the year since you're in the same region. What's the difference that you see between the two? Because I've taken Andy as being one of the hardest hitters in the game.
And I agree with you 100%. If you're able to slow the game down against Andy, obviously I don't know if that's going to be the case here because they're both powerful players and both like to hit the ball hard. But Andy's game, if you can slow it down on him, he struggles. But if you let him get aggressive and keep serving hard, it could be challenging. It's our first point of the game.
1-0.
We can hear the referee, but it's really muffled over there. 1-0 is the score here with Andy getting now his second point and Aaron a little frustrated. Now, we remember back in Houston just a couple weeks back when we saw some really strange score line, probably the strangest that we've seen so far at a race stop, where Aaron Garner is serving to defeat Natti Alvarado at 14-0. One more point, and he donuts Natti Alvarado. Natti does end up scoring one, but in the next game, Natti comes out and puts a donut on Aaron Garner and then eventually wins that tiebreaker. That's a semifinal where Aaron qualified for the first time at that tournament, made it to the semis, and almost the finals. Unbelievable, really.
Nice try by Andy there. But you're right, though, Dave, on that. When I was talking to Aaron before he played, and he said that was one of the most detrimental losses of his career when he got donutted by Natti. But I told him, hey, look at the positive side. You gave him one on the other end. So some good ball was played by Aaron last pro stop. And
I don't know which one's worse, saying I put a 1 on Natti Alvarado at a pro stop, or I got a 0 from Natti at a pro stop. Oh, by the way, they were at the same pro stop.
In the same match.
Yeah. Score here 0-0. These panel walls might not allow one of these balls to break. Nice get right there from Andy Nett, and then pushed into the ground from Aaron Garner, who did not move his feet. Aaron seems a little out of sorts at this moment, but it's early on. It's one game match to 25, win by 2, halftime 15, play all bad bounces, and shake a lot of hands because this crowd truly enjoys watching top-level handball.
Andy's going to have to keep that ball off the back wall because I know if Aaron gets hot off the back, he's a tough one to stop, as we saw in Houston.
Both of these guys overhit their pass shots. That's the first ball where a player put a little bit less onto it. And look at that get right there from Andy Nett. Crowd's going to go wild after this rally is over. Hitting the 30th shot right there is Andy Nett, and crowd puts their hands together, educated.
He's one of the greatest get artists, though, on the tour right now. He's so lengthy, he's able to reach side to side. One step and he's on the left side of the court, one step he's on the right side of the court. So he has an advantage there.
Referee's microphone still rather distorted. I'm not sure exactly why that is. It's almost as if the microphone is
off.
0-4.
Oh, no, there it is.
It's overmodulated. 0-4. Nice serve right there from Aaron.
Last tournament, Aaron was putting those away right corner on those setups.
But look at that dig right there from Andy.
Oh, great pass.
And he's going to get it, though. He's an unbelievable get artist, and you're watching a show right here. Even that was tough to get.
Oh, yeah. A lot of back and forth ball here.
Both of these guys scooping the other player's power. And Andy makes the first mistake.
That's where Andy needs to live, though, in this court. He plays in the middle, serves hard, or in the middle of the rally, sits in the middle and cuts it off. I find that he plays his best when he does that.
And see who calls the timeout first here is Andy Nett. Now, you have to be in shape to play Aaron Garner. You are in shape, and I think the problem with your loss against Aaron in Houston in that round of 8 was the simple fact that he actually programs himself for these grueling matches. He wants to go in and push you around. He wants you to push him around because he says, no one's gonna out-tire me.
Right.
And now you had a couple more matches more than he did in that tournament, and those matches that you had were all extensions. I mean, you had a tough one against Shorty Ruiz. You had a tough one against Sean Lenning. You
against
had
Bike as well.
John Bike was a tough match. In fact, you lost to John Bike, but you were certainly in the driver's seat to win that. You only lost by a couple points. So every single one of your matches leading up to that Alan Garner match was within 2 points or 3 points. So we saw that you extended yourself. But he was the type of guy, we're talking about Aaron Garner here,
right,
who wanted to try to push you around, and you were somewhat spent.
Oh, I was exhausted. But that I got to learn how to control my own game in previous matches, so I'm able to have something left in the tank, and someone so powerful, and you saw what he did, was able to just keep me off balance, and I just wasn't able to retrieve his power because it was always passed by me or he was rolling it out. I was giving him setups, so.
Well, you saw Andy Nett take a timeout there, and that is a direct influence of that amazing athleticism and conditioning from Aaron Garner.
Aaron says he works out all the time, so obviously it's going to pay off.
4-1.
Can't really hear.
4-1.
4-1, okay. It's a big setup for Andy. He has a great back wall shot, but he clips the side wall there, and it's going to be played over.
That's one thing. These guys hit the ball so hard, even on their low kill shots, the ball stays up so far that either one of them might have an opportunity to get the ball. Now, Dave, both these guys are great athletes other than handball. Andy Nett was an All-American football and basketball player at Winona State, and Aaron Garner said he played multiple sports. And obviously you can tell, how does that translate over into the handball court in this match? Can they tire one another out, or is it going to be a grueling match, and one person might get more exhausted than the other?
Well, I think it comes down to
who's making their shots.
Yeah, you see that Aaron Garner's not making his shots right now, although he has some big opportunities. Now, he makes the shot because I said he hasn't been, but the problem with Aaron right now is that he has not been executing, and he really could put Andy Nett down right now because I think Andy's tired already. But since he's not executing his shot, he's allowing Andy to get some momentum and rhythm, and so is acclimating to this court. I think Aaron could pull out a win here if he continues this grueling pace that he has against Andy. Now, with that said, Andy's got more big game experience. He's the current world champion in doubles alongside Luis Moreno in front of 4,000 people. So he's familiar with these courts and the lights and the cameras, and that stuff doesn't rattle him. Also because he was a All-American collegiate standout in basketball and starting quarterback at Winona State. He has had the spotlight on him for a lot of time. And that will translate into handball because just out of circumstance, he knows how to handle himself under pressure situations. He's been into those pressure points more than Aaron has, so it's certainly going to help him there.
This is a great rally.
Ooh, I'm surprised Andy didn't get that ball. Still no court sounds through the headphones, but we can kind of hear the referee. Now we're starting to hear something.
Some chuckling going on throughout the crowd.
Here we go. 1 serve. serving 5.
There you go. Very clear there. 1-5 we hear the score. It seems much closer than that, though. Andy Nett does have a good left hand. It's usually a fadeaway kill shot.
Aaron needs to keep that serve off the back wall.
5-1.
See, that's what Andy wants to do, stay in the middle of the court, get a tough serve, have a weak return, and either pass or shoot.
I thought it was out of reach. I thought it was a good shot pass. If I think you, yeah, I thought it was a good shot.
Thought that was the right call by
6
Abe.
serving 1.
This is a big game for Aaron, though.
Ball.
He's a couple points away from being in that top 8. I don't know exactly how many points he has. I believe he won 6 down in Houston, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So this is a huge game for Aaron. If he's able to win this and pick up some more points, he could possibly take over that 8 spot. With a loss earlier from John Iglesias, who was currently contending for that 8 spot or was in the lead for that 8 spot.
Right.
So it's a big game for Aaron, and I know it's in the back of his mind. Well, great get there. Did you just see that? Oh.
Yeah.
Side out.
Well, you're seeing a lot of great gets in this match.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, though, Aaron Garner is trailing.
6-1.
And if you're a part of the Garner camp, you might not be happy with what you're seeing here, but he's just not executing. Those shots right there down the middle, you can't do that in these pro matches. They're free points.
And that wasn't him last tournament. You're absolutely right, Dave. I know that all too well. No, I don't know if they called each other before the match, but I believe they're wearing the same shoes. Just as a
Screen ball.
asked each other what they were wearing.
2 serves.
It's an aggressive second serve.
Point.
Aaron looks to be a little off balance, not getting his feet in the
Timeout,
position. And there's
Aaron.
another timeout.
Score is 8-1.
This one by Aaron.
We are going to take a timeout. We'll be back in just a bit. Stick with us
8-1.
here at racefor8.com.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Are you getting this, honey?
We are back in Anchorage, Alaska here for more of this grueling match between Aaron Garner
All right, time
and
in.
Andy Nett. Referee is Abraham Montijo alongside Anthony Celesto. My name is Dave
8
Vincent.
serving 1.
Andy Nett has put the ball away when he needed to do it, and that's why you're seeing the disparaging score. I don't know if that's exactly the way you would say it, but
Good enough.
it sounds good.
You see Aaron frustrated with himself,
9-1.
knowing he should return those balls. But I haven't seen Andy really serve down the right too much today.
And that's his thing.
And
But-
usually that's his. Wow, nice serve.
Point.
Caught the
but,
crack there.
but when you have that right there, why would you
Why
need
would-
to serve to the right?
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Now, if
10
it
to
gets to a point where, and the score is 10-1, by the way, but if it gets to a point where he might be up 15-1, you might see him break one over to the right, so maybe he can
Keep him off
use
balance.
it.
a
Well,
little
no,
bit.
use it for the next round because he does need to locate it sometime in this tournament. Sometimes these players will find a groove and just stick with it, but it hurts them because that groove doesn't work for the next opponent. So you need to test some of what you got.
And that's the thing. I spoke with Andy earlier, and he just said he had to play aggressive against Aaron because he's an aggressive player, and he didn't want to let him get
Head
a
out.
lead or anything.
$110.
See Aaron changing his serve, going with a little lob down the right, coming off the back wall. You hear Aaron
Point.
yelling at himself, frustration, missing some shots he knows he should make.
Well, Aaron, I believe, can actually still take this
210.
match. He has the ability to rise above, and right now he's just not playing the type of handball that he wanted to play. Now, sometimes coming off a big Super Bowl victory, your sophomoric effort isn't quite as good, and I think maybe that's what we're seeing as well from Aaron, who's heard all those accolades from his friends and family members saying how great he was in Houston, but there is a big difference between Houston and coming up to Anchorage. Not for you. You've actually gone back into the quarterfinals again, 2 straight stops, Anthony, so congratulations on that. But
Appreciate it.
we
Thank
have seen players like Chip Morales went to Fresno, and look at it this way. At the Fresno Pro Stop last year, which was his home club, he won 5th place, which is really hard to
370.
do on this Race for 8 tour, but he has not been the same since. But that was his home club. Now, Aaron Garner, he's from Texas. Now, Houston is not his home club, but he is very familiar with the setting, and he made it to the semifinals, played very well there, obviously. This is a different environment for him.
His
And
neither of his brother, who usually is on tour, he's staying home because of his wife is pregnant. He's not here to give him that little bit of support. A
Oh,
nice
thank
get,
you.
you know, and that,
Right
like
out.
you said, traveling can always also throw you off, and he's not in his home court, home state, so everyone plays a little different, whether they're outside of their realm.
10-3.
Ooh.
Point.
Aaron just missing by a little bit there. Seems to be the case with all his shots today.
11-3. Short.
There that. Ooh. I was gonna say that was down the right. That sneak serve.
Second.
well, he's not had to go to the right yet because his other serves have been so darn good, but that ball almost slides. He hits it so hard down the right, and you see Aaron's completely out of position, but is still in the play here.
Hold it. Screen ball.
It's a good call.
Both of these guys are over hitting the ball. Aaron more so than Andy.
11-3.
Andy Nett drops that ball there. 11-3 is the score.
Here's a setup for Andy. You're right, Dave. Both guys are overly hitting the ball. Oh, great pass. Catching that
Point.
left side wall.
Aaron just seems so frustrated right now.
He actually almost
12-3.
looks tired. But it could be just mental fatigue. Oh, there that serve
Point.
was. One of the most dominant serves in the game if it's working.
13-3.
13-3 score here. Andy now making the one down the right work and the one down the left, and if you're an opponent to that, you just almost have to guess. I felt like when Andy was serving over there and getting those free points on the left side that after a while, Aaron's going to have to figure this out because he doesn't have to move as much But if you start sneaking that one down the right, now you have to move 20 feet because in your mind you don't know which way it's going to go. You have to
Dictate
defend
whether
both sides.
right.
Now that Andy's
13.
effective on both sides, it makes it more difficult for Aaron in that box to return that serve.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right, Dave. That's one of the hardest things to do if you're a great server and you can keep the
13-3.
defender on his heels and not knowing which way you're going to go. If you have the same motion as going to the left as you do going to the right, it can really frustrate the defender. And here should be a big setup for Andy. Nice get there, throwing it off the back wall. Whoa.
Point.
How would you like to get that one?
Not so much.
Probably couldn't.
14-3.
Here it is. This is halftime point. It's
Going
not a
up.
match point. It's just half point.
Going up 15-3 at halftime. That's a
Second.
big lead going into half. A lot of self-confidence for Andy.
You just need to outscore your opponent 10-22.
Takes a lot out of you.
Nice corner kill right there from Aaron, who can get some momentum going into halftime if he scores a few points here.
3-14.
One thing I noticed, Aaron hasn't really found a serve that he's comfortable hitting in this match. Oh, there's a beautiful left
Point.
corner kill. So if he can get in a rhythm and
4-14.
find a groove on his serve, it could change. Like you said before, he's still not out of his game just yet.
Second.
Back down the middle.
Side out. 14-4.
See what Andy does here. If he sneaks down the right, goes right down the middle. Could have been called a screen. No call from the referee. Andy has a huge setup, powers it down the right. Now goes into halftime at 15-4. We're going to take a break. For Anthony Celesto, as well as Jason Rutherford and Linda Manning, my name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back. We have another match, the second half of this match coming up between Aaron Garner and Andy Nett. Stick around here at racefor8.com.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards!
Oh, don't. Oh,
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it is.
oh no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you.
Let's go.
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
So. Okay, guys. The score is 4-15.
You heard that score there, 4-15, as we come back in after halftime. Let's see if we have a different Aaron Garner. And that ball looked like it was short. No call from the referee.
I thought it just passed over.
I saw it short.
I agree with you.
We don't have a line judge.
That's one thing, though, from that ref spot.
It's tough.
Backing up the ref here, it's tough to see some of the serves and if they're short or if they're good.
Well,
the screens, exactly.
If we had the replay, that one definitely was short and would have been a side out. But I think we'll take a look at the replay here after this rally. Not like it makes much difference, but we do have time on the clock to show off our replay engine. Beautiful shot right there from Andy, who flicks that with the right hand. He's been on the ground twice already in this rally, and we only have 6 shots underway. Now another player's hit the ground.
This is set up.
Hold it.
Uh-oh. I think that ball was good.
That ball looked flat.
It was a flat. He could change his call. Referee has a smile on his face.
But Aaron's not putting up a scuffle, which is surprising.
I think Aaron has a deep respect for what Andy's been able to do. He's getting some of the balls that I don't think anybody on this planet would get, including yourself, Anthony.
No, and I agree with you.
I mean, you're the best, one of the best kid artists I've ever seen. But Andy's doing some things in here that's
unbelievable,
truly unbelievable. Let's go back and look at that short call that we had earlier, and just take a glimpse at how close that referee's call was. Here is that replay. It happened just before that play right there, where Andy looks back up. Watch this ball from our vantage point here. It's hit so hard. It's very difficult to see. Short. Definitely
Absolutely.
Short.
But like you were saying, like you just said, they hit the ball so hard. That vantage point over the line, you don't know if it's good or if it's short. It's right there. So
I'll tell you what's really interesting, though, Anthony, is that when you see that live, your eyes actually show you that the ball went over the line. But when you see it on the replay, it's clearly short. And it's so weird because we've been in that situation many times before as a player, where you say, well, that's definitely short or that definitely is good. It's the opposite when you see it in a slow motion replay. So don't trust your own eyes, I guess, is the moral of the story.
Oh, tough.
Side out.
Little reverse. Aaron thinks the ball's wet. There's no slides.
Here's 2 of the nicest guys in handball here. They don't even talk to each other.
15-6.
Aaron says to Andy, "Can I please see that ball, sir?"
Short.
Andy looks at Aaron and says, "Permission granted." And bounce the ball back. It's so cordial in there.
Just genuinely good guys. It's a tough shot.
Side out.
It's a setup, though. Off the right wall. Shoots it back right.
We are here in Anchorage, Alaska, where the average citizen has more miles on their snowblower than the car. But I think
that's a valid stat.
6-15.
That's interesting fact. 113 on this trip.
Short. Second.
Interesting fact, 114, 800 moose were killed last year by cars.
Yeah, that's just on one strip of highway. Okay, this can be another big setup for Andy.
Right back down the middle. Both these guys seem to be putting it putting it back
Right
down
out.
the middle, setting each other up.
Another
15-6.
interesting fact is that freezing, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, is warm enough to wash your car. So, look at that dig right there from
and a
Andy.
re-kill. Back. Oh.
He dug it into the ground. Actually looked good from this standpoint.
Absolutely.
6-15.
Did you see Aaron slowly starting to pick his way back?
That's true.
Short.
Looks short.
Aaron's still frustrated with himself.
One thing I've noticed this match, he's been hitting a lot of short serves, first serves, which can really wear on the arm. But maybe not for him since he's so powerful.
Point. $7.15.
Did you realize there's more than 10 creative recipes for moose meat?
Second.
I would have never known that.
Me neither. I just thought there was your one and only.
Nope. That's what makes this place special.
another thing that makes this thing special, this place special, is the hospitality from
Unbelievable.
everyone here.
Yeah.
And you can see in the crowd, the stands are packed, and bunch of people love coming out and supporting the game of handball, which is great for us players.
Now we have a ceiling shot rally between these two grinders.
Oh,
And
great.
First one
Side
to
out.
give in is Aaron Garner because of that beautiful ceiling shot from Andy Nett, who's been trying to develop a more softer style
15-7.
after hearing criticism that only thing he can do is just pound the ball in a ground and pound setting. But he goes up to the roof and says, I could beat you in this style. Look at that.
Unfortunately, I think Aaron has to try to do something different with
Point.
that serve instead of getting it back up and setting Andy back up off the wall, back wall.
16-7. Side out. Seven 16.
Nice dig right there from
Great dig.
Andy Nett, who says it was
Contact.
2 bounces.
Okay.
Oh, contact.
That was a real
Replay 7-16.
sensitive contact call. I don't know how that affected the play at all.
We had, in my match, there was a couple incidental contacts, but it's tough when you're the ref to see everything.
I like that shot right there from
Point.
Aaron Garner.
I think that's one of the hardest shots to do actually in handball is when the ball's coming so fast and, just to touch it against the front wall. Because it's almost like you're carrying the ball, but it's just like
8-16.
a little drop off the hand. So it's a great shot by Aaron.
Score here is 8-16. This will be a setup for Aaron. And he's so unbelievable from that position. Crowd loves seeing top play. And they're certainly get it here with Andy Nett. And I believe that
good.
he will do what he does at every single pro stop we go to. He comes in where people don't really know who he is, and he leaves as the has the key to the city.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone just loves the guy.
Well, he is the
16.
dreamboat
Well, that's true.
from Minnesota, so it's kind of hard not to like the guy. He's just such a genuine individual on and off the court.
Oh, but his play speaks for itself. Just inspiring. Wow, that ball
Nice
just
catch.
hopped away.
See Andy keep shooting trying to pass him.
Terrible shot from Andy, and he just
Hold
gets
it,
driven
hold it,
right
hold it.
there, and
There
now
you
it's going to be replayed. Aaron has to be upset with himself. He had a free lane. He decided to take a little off instead of pound it down. I believe this is a tough matchup for both of these guys in the sense that they're not playing on concrete. If this was a concrete wall, you were either going to see a
16,
25-5
7-8.
score because Andy Nett's serve would be
Out
so
of this world.
dominant, or you would see Aaron winning more rallies and not being so upset with himself because these panel walls do change the complex of your power. How well could each one of these players' power be used against the other player is what I'm saying. And I think right now you're seeing Andy Nett win off of his get ability.
Absolutely. Because it doesn't seem like both players are really putting the ball away, like you were saying, and Andy's getting everything, whereas Aaron, oh, nice.
Yeah, but Andy's
Speaking
there.
Yep, exactly.
And he's
right.
going to get this too.
Oh, and you hear
Point.
a scream of frustration from Aaron because he knows.
17-8.
17 plays 8.
Short ball. Second.
Here we go with a lob serve. Something
Right.
different.
I see Andy trying to slow this game down just a little bit.
I don't know if that's the best idea. Maybe it is, but stay aggressive and stay pounding.
play.
It's how he's been playing, so.
Well, you'll see some of these players, when they get a big lead, start looking at other things that they can add to their next round of play. Not saying that I believe I've already beaten you, therefore I'm just still staying within
17-8.
themselves, but also, you have to try to find some things that'll work on this court. Andy's been serving good, but I don't think he's completely happy right now, so he's trying some new things.
Rare
Right
hand
out.
there. But like you were saying, a lot of players that get the big lead, then they
8-17.
possibly are thinking about the next match ahead and saying, oh, I need to save myself because the next match,
Short
as
ball.
you keep going throughout the tournament, it's only going to get harder. So
Second.
And another hand
point.
air there for Andy Nett.
Nine 17. Short. Second.
So it should be a setup for Aaron. Nice get. Oh,
Tied out.
there's another hander, and that's in the same spot. But if you watch his feet,
You guys get
on,
3.
on all his shots that he's missing,
take
his
it, that's
feet
your
are
second.
together.
Score is
He's not in
17-9.
position. In the handball position, you want your feet, a good solid base, so you're able to punch through the ball. And on those ones that he's been missing, his feet aren't in the right handball position.
Well, you see Andy Nett taking another timeout here, and I believe this is where Aaron needs to step up because Andy is tired, and Aaron could very easily here go on a nice run, Anthony, and get some points back. When Andy Nett takes a break, it's because he is tired. He isn't trying to break momentum. He's got the momentum.
Right.
But he's taking these breaks because he's tired, and I believe that Aaron Garner needs to find the time to execute right now and put this away because he could really get under the skin of Andy Nett with some good long rallies.
Absolutely. And you know what? Going back to playing Aaron and Andy, I felt the same way. When Andy was frustrated or a little tired, he'd burn that timeout. Even if the momentum was in his hands, he would burn that timeout just to regroup himself, to get himself back in the match, or get himself mentally focused more so. Where Aaron, I don't think he took a timeout against me, so I can't really speak for that, but he needs to get back into this match, and that, you're right, he could get under Andy's skin if he turned it around and started hitting some good shots and getting his feet in position and serving the ball correctly. So
I believe execution is the important thing. And
thank you. I was looking for that word.
Really what Aaron needs to do is execute here. Aaron Garner is the brother
17-9.
of consummate pro Alan Garner, but also making a name for himself. We used to say the brother of. Now we just call him Aaron. And that's the point what I'm telling you about. You just have to execute your shots. You can't continue to give Andy these freebies because Andy's just scoring points. Now you're getting to an area in the match where you're only 7 away from advancing to the quarterfinals, but you don't want to give him the free ones. It's a beautiful reverse right there from Andy Nett.
And that's what Andy wants to do, is stay in the middle of the court.
Look at that get. Look at that one right there. Great camera angles here.
Oh,
and then into the ground. And again, that's exactly what we're talking about. Yep. You have Andy tired, but then you don't execute and capitalize on it. Now there's a timeout from Aaron, and he's taking this one because he's mad at himself.
Very frustrated.
But really, he shouldn't take this timeout.
No.
Andy just hit the floor 3 times in the rally. He took a timeout earlier because he was tired. You know he's tired right now, and instead you're mad at yourself, so you take a timeout.
Probably not the right thing to do in this position. Like you said, he was on the floor 3 times in a row, and Aaron had his opportunities to capitalize, and just, again, his feet weren't in position, and I'd hate to keep going back to it, and it's so repetitive, but when your feet aren't in position, it's so tough to be, great at shooting the ball and executing your shots.
Andy Nett is breathing pretty hard as he walks around the court right there, and I believe that he's certainly could be exploited, and I know Aaron will think about this match and realize that he could very well be the guy that advances to the quarterfinals here if he would just execute. Yeah, he's just missing some.
Right, fellas.
Just execute and not make those hand airs when he has the opportunities. I mean, he's really getting a lot of opportunities here to score points, and it's just not happening for him at this moment. We'll see what happens as we move forward here in Anchorage, Alaska.
Score is 19-9.
Dave, who will the winner of this match play in the next quarterfinal match?
9-19.
Sean Lennon.
Short.
And actually, Sean Lennon had tougher match. One is
Second.
25-21 against Brandon,
Yeah.
an Alaskan native.
The best player in Alaska, actually. Scored 21 points off Sean Lenning.
And it's funny you say that. I talked to Brandon, and he
Side
said
out.
it was a win in his book, even though he didn't win. Just being able to score that many points on
19-9.
Sean, who's so dominant. So tip your hat to Brandon for having a great tournament and
Absolutely.
playing well. Oh, there's where that little dink shot can come in handy. He sees Aaron back and
Side out.
hits it back at him.
9-19.
10-point
Short.
deficit. Whoa, that was close.
Second.
He's going to have to just take each point one by one and, each point at a time and see where he can go from there.
Side out.
Terrible hand airs here from Aaron Garner.
You always want to root for the
19-9.
underdog, but unfortunately in this one, it's seeming to go the other way.
Short. Second.
Another unforced hand air by Aaron. Very uncommon from what we saw at the last tournament.
20-79.
I don't think he ever missed a ball last tournament. When he did, it was just a short skip.
Short. Second.
I believe, Dave, this is the first time they played. Oh, and you see Aaron trying to change things up there and cut the ball off when Andy's in the back court, but unfortunately it didn't go for him.
21-79. Short.
I think that's 4 consecutive times Andy's
called
been in the box and
Second
4
serve.
consecutive short serves. First serve.
Well, Andy has a really good second serve, so some of these players that have those great second serves can get by with that.
Side out. Nine serving 21.
You heard the score there.
Point. Ten serving 21. Short. Second.
It's a good second serve.
Wow, and
Point.
Andy's starting to unravel here.
11-21.
Over hit from Andy. Let's see if we get an execution here from Aaron.
That looked to be a little more difficult
Yeah.
of a shot than we both expected it to be. Oh, and there you see that rare shot by Aaron. Hear him trying
21,
to
11.
self-motivate himself here.
Oh, that was
Great
a good
serve.
Point.
serve. Aaron thought it was going to be short, and he kind of gave up
22-11.
on it, and then realized he actually could get it, and almost did get it. 22-11 is the score, and then Andy
Oh.
gets another crack serve there. And a
You do have
timeout
timeout
being
left.
called, and then, see, now that's a
Alright.
smart timeout
Score is
from
23
Aaron Garner.
serving 11.
I've seen
Last
some
timeout.
players. Now, Dave Chapman was playing Nadi Alvarado, and Nadi went into the server's box and served one ace serve on the right side, and Dave called a timeout immediately.
That can actually frustrate a player. I think, the person who just got the ace serve and then they're all of a sudden timeout. Oh, my momentum's not there. It's kind of mind game. And Dave Chapman was one of those players that would love to get in the minds of other players. So you could see that being frustrating.
Now, it took 2 straight ace serves down the right side for Aaron to call that. And, frankly, there's a lot of players that would have not even called the timeout there. So I believe it is smart that he went in there. He still feels that he could take this match. It's a big deficit. We're down 23-11. It's the writing is on the wall. We've already etched the name into the round of 8, but Aaron is a fighter, and I believe you saw Andy make 3 straight hand airs and gave 3 straight points to Aaron Garner. Aaron could maybe frustrate Andy, get him tired for the next round.
All right, time in.
Or whatever the case may be, but we'll see what happens here after this timeout. That certainly was a timeout taken just to break momentum, though.
Absolutely. Sometimes you have to take those timeouts. And that was his last timeout, so if he really does make this comeback, he's going to have to use, possibly a glove timeout or a glove change or something else to catch his breath. It's going to take a lot of work.
Wow, look at that ball just hop away from Aaron Garner. And here we are at game point.
24, match point, serving 11.
And match point. It's a 1-game match to 25, and here it is, 24 to 11.
He goes for the ace down the right.
He almost gets it, too. That fadeaway is what he's best at. That ball actually hops away. It's a reverse fadeaway left-handed pass.
Should be a setup. But actually, it sounded like it didn't make it.
Very apropos that Andy Nett wins this on a dive up front, pushes the ball past. The crowd likes it. And Andy Nett advances to the round of 8 to face Sean Linning. That is going to be one heck of a match. He is going to test Sean Linning. And that's what I love about the race season this year, Anthony, is the fact that we have some really cool matchups as I take a quick look at this bracket here. Sean Linning is going to go up against Andy Nett at 6 o'clock here Alaska time. You really don't know who's going to win that one. You would say the great Sean Linning, the #1 seed, currently ranked #1 in the rankings, would have the advantage over Andy Nett. Andy Nett, though, if he has those legs and that dive ability, the get ability, is going to wear down Sean Linning, who you can see is not playing the same Sean Linning game that we've grown to know and love. So there could be an upset there. Now, as we look down the bracket, Natti Alvarado is seeking revenge over David Fink. Natti got defeated by Dave at the Nationals this year in the round of 8. And Dave Fink will then certainly try to do what he can to rehab that herniated disc that he has in his back, which has really kind of held him back. But Natti Alvarado has been playing really good ball lately, making to the finals in Houston. So he's certainly the favorite there. He's not seeded as high as Dave Fink, who's got just a slightly higher seed. But nonetheless, Natti Alvarado is coming off a finals appearance here at the race, something Dave Fink has never done. That match will be played at 3 o'clock Alaskan time, which will be about an hour and 7 minutes away from now. And then Charlie Shanks will go up against a guy by the name of Anthony Celesto. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but Anthony.
Who's that guy?
Oh, it's you. Okay. Now, Anthony, you're kind of riding high in the sense that you've made it to the quarterfinals, 2 consecutive race stops. Not a lot of players have done that, but Charlie Shanks won the last stop, and he is unbelievable right now with his power.
He's playing great. Yeah, he really is. And, it's kind of funny. We exchanged some words after he won his match, and I told him, I'm coming for you, and he said, good, that's what I like. So I said, okay, well, we'll see. I have nothing to lose, so I just got to go in and play ball. So we'll see how it goes.
Now, as we look down, we see Emmett Peixote up against Luis Moreno. Now, they have a slight history from the past. Luis Moreno is one of these guys who likes to grind and wants to run around the floor. And Emmett, the old Emmett from, circa 2006, plays like the current Luis Moreno.
Absolutely.
Emmett's trying to get back to that point. So we'll see if Emmett can grind Luis down or if Luis is going to grind Emmett down. Well, that'll be an interesting just comparison. We haven't seen that matchup on the Race for 8 Tour as well. So we'll see how that all fans out. That one is going to take place at 5 o'clock Alaska time, which is 6 o'clock Pacific. And your match against Charlie Shanks will be at 4 o'clock here in Alaska, which is 5 o'clock Pacific time, LA time, or 8 o'clock Eastern. We will have more handball coming up in about 1 hour and 5 minutes from right now as we get ready for Natti Alvarado Jr. and Dave Fink at 3 o'clock Alaska, 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern time. For Anthony Celesto, for Linda Manning, as well as Jason Ruthford, my name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back in 1 hour from now for the quarterfinals here at the Race for 8 and the Great Alaskan Shootout. You stick with us at racefor8.com.
Rethink what you know about this Vegas icon. your expectations at the Stratosphere Hotel, Casino, and Tower. See what's new, up, down, and all around.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
You like it?
All
They
right.
might surprise you.
Hey, she took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.